I'm from Adelaide, Australia, and I live in Adelaide, Australia.
I'm from Mansfield, Victoria, in Australia.
Working and skateboarding. So
Student and skateboarding.
I have a super supportive boss, so I'm really lucky in that sense. Like, I can take as much or as little time off as possible. So when I'm traveling, it's fine. I can take off like a month or two if I have to, and then when I go back, I have as much work as I want. So he's really good.
Yeah, my school's pretty supportive of how much time I take off. Like, every time I've got a trip on, they're like really supportive about it. Yeah, mine's a bit like adjusted to the system, so I do the work when I get back. I don't get given it or anything, so it's a bit easier for me to focus on skating.
I think right now it's incredible. Like in the last probably 3 years, I would say it's like tripled. There's just a bunch of younger girls coming up like Hayley with the skill level that's pushing everything, and I think like it's just growing to a point now you go to a skate park and there's girls at the skate park, whereas before like it was an organised thing. So it's like it's just growing really fast, and I think Girl Skate Australia has a huge like part with that. I think just being able to like connect everyone together and to push it out into Australia too. I think it's growing really well.
Oh, probably, I don't know, a lot. I don't know yet. We haven't really planned it as such, but when I get back, we're going to work out the contests that are on over the years.
I don't know right now, to be honest. I guess it depends what comes up. I'm going to X Games in a month or so that'll be pretty crazy, and then I'll probably get back and just try to film some street stuff. It's a new thing. Yeah. It's a new thing. So like Hayley being on Nike is very like, she's the first girl to like properly be on Nike in Australia, and so like it's kind of like everywhere in the world with female skateboarding right now. I'd say like the bigger brands are starting to realize that there is a market for female skateboarding, whereas before there wasn't. And so now they're kind of like, oh, there's a young girl coming up, she's super talented and she travels around, so they're like, all right, let's jump on this girl while she's growing and we can kind of like help support her get to where she wants to get. Whereas like maybe even 3 years ago they would just say, oh sorry, we can't do it. So it's like it's a new thing, but they are starting to.
It took over time. It was like over like I started like 3 years ago. They said I was too young, so I just waited until this end of last year, and then they said, yeah, we'd love to put you on the team. And now I'm like properly on the team about like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, completely different. Like when it comes to sponsors and stuff, like it was so different. There was, instead of the sponsors kind of like, they were kind of like, oh, here's a couple boards because you're a girl. You know what I mean? And so like it was kind of like, oh, these brands are supportive because they want to help the girls out too, but it wasn't like, oh, we're going to get something back, so here's what we're going to give you. It was kind of like, it felt like it was just kind of like a bit of a, oh, good job, you're skateboarding kind of thing. Whereas now, the sponsors that I have and everything in the last like 5 to 6 years, they're so supportive. Like they want us to go out and film and shoot photos and go to contests and do all that stuff because it like benefits them and it benefits us. Whereas before I didn't feel like it was doing that. So I think that's why it's growing as well, because the support that's coming, it allows us to travel to different places to push it. Whereas like without that support, it's like the level won't continue to grow in Australia. So it's like, it's important for the girls to get out of Australia too. Hey!
Hey! G'day, mate! Clean. Pretty clean. Nice smooth style.
Hayley's a little beast. She skates super fast and she's super flowy. Really consistent. I think because we live so far away from each other, so I think when we skate together it like pushes us and we just get like amped off each other skating. So like if Hayley learns a trick, it won't necessarily mean that I'm gonna learn that trick, but maybe I'll learn another one. So it's like we just get hyped skating together, I think. Yeah, first time here, and so it's
a lot bigger than I thought. Like I knew it was big, but not this big. But, like it's super sick to see all these girls skating, and even the men's. Like it's crazy how good they are.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I'd kind of heard of it before, but I didn't really understand like how organized and how big it was. And so like to just come and there's people from like all over the world here hanging out, and it's just like because everyone's skating, they're just chilling, and it's just organized so well for people to just like sit around, drink, play ping pong, hang out, and it's good times. I like the whole park. It's pretty sick. Probably the favorite thing would be maybe the marble ledge, down ledge. I think that thing's super fun to skate.
Yeah, maybe the hip's pretty fun, or the flat rail. That's really fun. Not as such.
Not really. It's kind of starting to develop now, I'd say. With Girl Skate Australia, there's usually one contest every year, so that's when everyone will kind of get together and we'll get to like skate and hang out. But now there are slowly like in different states, like up in Queensland, there's a girl that's starting to teach skateboarding. So that's kind of starting, and there's like a crew in Melbourne where those ladies all go out and skate all the time. So it's growing. It's slowly getting there, but I think in the next like 5 years, it's gonna get to that point.
And Tasmania again?
Yeah, and Tasmania as well.
How is the level of skating in Australia?
It's pretty big. Like, it's getting bigger, but like, definitely Europe and America, they've picked up their level to Australia, I reckon.
Yeah, I think there's more girl skaters out here that are a higher level, I'd say, but it's just the numbers thing. I think when Australian skateboarding continues to grow, then the level will continue to get higher.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Are you like gonna skate more contests in Europe?
No.
I reckon try and get to them.
Yeah, not this trip though.
No,
But
yeah.
I kind of didn't realize there was like a run of contests. I didn't know that. Maybe if we did, and money and time and all that kind of stuff. But maybe next year we'll come out and we can travel around.
Yeah.
Come skate with you in your homeland.
Yeah.
Just keep having fun.
G'day, mate.